Okay, hi, I'm Keith Tyrrell. I'm from Pesticide Action Network UK, and I've just been moderating the session on sustainable business and in terms of trade. And it was a really exciting session, and I think we had a very good debate. There were lots of problems that came out, and there were common problems that emerged again and again were the price of organic cotton and the fluctuations within that, and the fact that sometimes organic cotton prices do not actually even reflect the price of production. There are also problems with credibility of organic cotton. You know, for example, we heard some delegates mention the fact that there are some very cheap sources of organic cotton out there on the market, and questioned whether they were really truly organic cotton. How can they produce organic cotton for that price? They didn't believe it. So this is distorting the market. An interesting fact as well that came out was that many of the costs of production actually don't feature in the final price because they're being subsidized by people like myself, by the NGOs, who are, for example, paying for the certification costs of many of these projects because they're development projects. So a key issue is the fact that there is no clear price for organic cotton at any stage in the production process. It's completely opaque, and this makes it very difficult for the producers to negotiate a good price for them. A clear ask was that there'd be more effort to produce some sort of guidance on what a price for organic cotton is, and that could be a regional price, or it could be a price based on a geographical location and geographical conditions, but there's a need for that. The next issue that came out, I think, was that it's not just about price. Farmers and growers are not just interested in price, they're interested in being paid on time. They're interested in long-term relationships so that they know that they'll be able to sell their cotton next year and the year after, and they're not going to have to find a new person to purchase their cotton again and again. Again, the issue of pre-financing, the fact that farmers are often, it takes a long time for them to get their money, and a lot of the time they're in debt. A lot of the time they're facing very high interest costs. So prompt payments, and indeed advance payments, or letters of commitment that the cotton is going to be bought, so that they can actually access cheaper forms of credit, are something that's very useful. So the other strong thing that I took away was that we need long-term relationships throughout the value chain, from the brands at the top, through the traders, through the ginners, right down to the farmers. We need to have some sort of transparency and some sort of commitment right from the beginning to the end of the chain, so that farmers know what they're getting. I think another thing that came out is that there's a very clear role for textile exchange to drive this agenda forward. Maybe textile exchange could start helping to assist in setting that price that I mentioned, or maybe textile exchange members could commit to some minimum standards in terms of long-term relationships. Another factor that came forward is that there is a reputational risk involved here. If organic cotton is going to be have some problems which are going to be exposed to the public and undermine the value of that brand, then that undermines the brands of the companies that are buying it. So they have to put a lot of attention into the benefits of organic cotton and ensure that they are real, and ensure that their supply chain is clean, and there are no instances of fraud or poor certification. It's in their interest. I think those are the key issues that I'd like to take forward.